Hi everybody, welcome back. Okay, so what this video is going to be is the first in a series that I'm going to call my Get Moving series. It will have little or no dance in it at all. My thought process is that we've all been doing a tremendous amount of sitting, hunched over our computer screens, hunched over our cell phones in the past several days. Some of us have had little or no physical activity at all. So what I'm going to try to do with this short series every week is give you just a way to get your heart rate up, raise your core body temperature, mobilize your spine and all of your joints, and kind of activate some of the major muscle groups. This way I feel like we'll all be able to safely take a short maybe dance conditioning or Pilates class, maybe a short simple ballet bar, and go from there. All right, so the only prop you're going to need today is whatever you're using as a flex band or a TheraBand. We won't be using that right away, but just have that handy. All right, so I'm going to start everybody off with just kind of a calisthenic series. So we're going to start with some marches in place, some running in place, some modified jumping jacks, some actual jumping jacks, an exercise that are called plie squats, and an exercise called curtsy squats. So I'm going to take you through this little series. I'm purposely not doing music today because I thought it would be fun if you guys want to pause the video and kind of create your own little playlist for something like this and enjoy your own music. That would be a lot of fun. All right? Okay, so if you guys have everything ready, here we go. We're going to start just by marching in place. So we're going to march in place for 8, getting those knees up nice and high and really swinging the arms. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Take it into a little slow prance. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Pick it up and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Keep it going. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Modified jumping jack. Out, together, and 2, together, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Jumping jacks. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Into a plie squat. Step, cross your opposite leg behind, come down nice and low. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Take a wide second position. A little bit of turnout, slightly wider than your shoulders. Clasp your fingers, turn your palms. Nice deep grand plie position, pulsing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pivot to parallel. Lift those arms, sweep and hinge the body forward to the floor. Take a demi-plie, roll your spine up, rotate your feet back out to your second. Pulsing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rotate to parallel, lift those arms. Hinge the body forward. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, scoop the pelvis under, roll the spine up. Another set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To parallel, arms lift, body hinges forward. Inhale, breath. Exhale, tailbone scoops under, roll the spine up. One more set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Parallel, reaching, stretching forward, inhaling, exhaling, spin the pelvis under, roll the back up. Guys, let's take that whole set again, starting with our slow marches. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Slow prance. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Pick it up and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Keep going. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Marked jumping jacks. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Jumping jacks. And 1, and 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Into our curtsy squats. Step out, cross the opposite leg behind, deep into that plie. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. Good, guys. And 7. We're getting there. And 8. Into our plie squats. Wide second. Clasp the fingers. Go down deep into your grand plie. Pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pivot to parallel reach. Hinge forward, stretch the spine, stretch the backs of the thighs. Take a demi-plie, roll your back up. We'll go again. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Parallel, reaching, stretching forward. Inhaling, exhaling to roll up. Only 2 more sets, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Parallel reach. Hinge forward. Feel that nice stretch. Take an inhale. Exhale. Roll the back up. Last set, I promise. Starting to break a sweat now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Parallel reaching and stretching and breathing and rolling up. Great job, guys. I broke a sweat. Hopefully you did too. Walk it in, grab whatever you're using for a flex band, and we're going to keep going. Okay, everybody. Now that our heart rates are up and we've raised our core body temperature just a little bit, we're going to continue with some exercises that are intended to mobilize different joints in our body and start to mobilize the spine as well. All right, so this is where I want you to grab your flex band if you have one. If you don't, just continue to do the movements with us. Works just fine. I've actually given this series without a flex band. It's just a nice little way of adding some resistance. I want you to take your flex band and bring it behind your rib cage. Wrap it behind your rib cage, fairly low towards the bottom third of the rib cage, and then you're going to cross the ends. Choke up on the band a little bit and hold the ends out of the band out of the index finger thumb side of your fist. Let's soften our knees slightly over our toes. Take a nice parallel stance. Take an inhale breath, and as you exhale, I want you to pull the ends of the band apart and release. And 2. Good. Using that exhale breath to pull the band and the inhale breath to release. There's just a few more of these. The reason I love this exercise, especially for times like this, is that if we're sitting hunched over our devices or our computers a lot in that kind of very flexed forward, tight through the chest position, this exercise really serves to open up the pectoral muscles and activate the upper back muscles, namely the rear deltoids, the rhomboids, and the mid-traps. So it's just really nice way to open up the shoulders. And we're just going to take a few more. Let's take 4 more. And 3, starting to feel it a little bit now. 2 more. And 1 more. Let's go on. I want to have you uncross the ends of your band. Now continue to hold the ends of the band out of the index finger and thumbs and take an inhale breath. As you exhale, let's pull the band forward. Inhale, open to the side, let it release a little bit behind you, and then forward and in. It'll be an exhale and an inhale and an exhale and an inhale and an exhale and an inhale and an exhale and an inhale. Let's take 1 more just like that, and then we'll go on. And we're going to add the upper body now. We're going to exhale, pull the band forward and flex the upper spine forward as well. As you inhale, let the band relax behind you and release behind you and open up the chest and get a little bit of extension to the upper spine. And then we'll go back into our flexion and come back to our starting position. So it's an exhale and an inhale and an exhale and an inhale. Couple more, really starting to mobilize the upper back, making sure we retain that flexibility that we've all worked so hard to achieve. Good, and let's take one more, pulling the band forward, releasing it back and forward and bringing it in. Good job, guys. Bring the band now around to the front of your body, okay? I want you to hold it just a little bit wider than your shoulders and lift it up above your head, just slightly in front of your head, slightly in front of your torso. We're gonna go into a little bit of lateral flexion now of the spine. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, pull one end of the band down, and the other end of the band reaching up, 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 and then come back to the start position. And again, reaching and up. I want you to think about pulling the band up as much as you think about pulling the opposite end downwards. So we're really trying to get a nice big stretch through the side of the rib cage and through the waist muscles. So opening up those intercostal muscles and getting that nice stretch in the obliques. Right? And reach. This should feel kind of good. We'll take one more to each side, really pulling the band, stretching it, and one more. And come all the way back up. Good, guys. Keep the band, again, just right in front of your head and your torso. We're going to do a little bit of upper back work, working on our ballet a la Seconde position. So take an inhale breath. As you exhale, pull the ends of the band apart, bring your arms into your ballet a la Seconde position, and then release. And two. Release. I want you to think about really pulling the band with those armpit muscles each time, and really pulling the elbows wide from the center of your spine. We'll take just a few more, really starting to feel those muscles activate in the shoulder girdle and the upper back. As you're doing this, just be really stable through the rib cage and through the torso. And let's take two more. And this will be our last one. Release the band forward. Make sure you have enough room behind you. So I'm going to step forward ever so slightly. Stay with your parallel stance. Softly bent knees, right over the toes. We're going to go into a little spinal rotation now. Inhale. As you exhale, reach one arm behind you, rotate the spine, and punch the other fist forward. And release. And two. And release. Really reaching behind you. I even want you to look behind you as you rotate. So we're getting a little bit of that rotation all the way through the cervical spine. Rotating and releasing. Reaching with both arms. Feel that opposition that you're creating from fist to fist. And release. Reaching. Let's take one more in each direction. Really mobilizing the spine. And one more. Good, guys. Last set in this series. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, continue to pull that band apart and really feel your ballet a la Seconde. And release. And two. And release. And three. And four. Good. Let's go to 8 today, guys. And 5. We're good at counting in 8s. And 6. And 7. And 8. Good job, guys. Okay, now I think if you'd like to switch to one of my other videos and go on to a little bit of dance conditioning or Pilates or even a simple ballet kitchen bar, you're ready to go ahead and do so. Thanks so much.